Hi everyone, today's my topic is clinical trial process. Clinical trials are studies conducted in human patients to investigate whether a therapy is safe and effective. Early trials focus on safety. As the therapy is determined to be safe, more participants are recruited for further trials. Researchers begin to investigate the efficacy of the therapy together with together with more specific questions about dosage, effect, duration, and side effect. Researchers are required to keep the relevant regulatory bodies informed of their findings and of unforeseen adverse events. What are clinical trials necessary? There are several reasons why a therapy might undergo clinical trial. The therapy is new and has not been tested in humans yet. As part of their development, novel therapies must undergo closely monitored tests in humans to ensure their safety and efficacy. These tests are referred to as clinical trials. At this stage, the treatment is often referred to as an investigational treatment. Patients who are considered suitable candidates for a new drug may be invited to take part in a clinical trial under the supervision of a team of healthcare professionals. The therapy has been approved to treat a specific medical condition in patients with a specific demographic. For example, the initial trials of novel drug will often be conducted on participants living with target medical condition and between 80 to 65 years of age. Researchers must conduct further clinical trials to assess whether it is appropriate for use in other groups, for example, in young children, people who have coexisting condition or people who are receiving other ongoing medical treatment. The treatment has been approved for a specific purpose or disorder, and researchers are investigating whether it can be also be beneficial in other situations or for other disorders. For example, to see if a licensed therapy with anti-inflammatory effects can be used to safely and effectively treat inflammatory disorders. These studies must also be validated through clinical trials. In this context, the treatment may also be described as investigational even though it has regulatory approval in other clinical contexts. The treatment has been approved and researchers are investigating a new method for administering the treatment, for example, as a pill, gel, injection, etc. Even if the therapy has gone through the regulatory process and been authorized for clinical use, the new mechanism for delivery must go through clinical trials before it can be used routinely in the clinic. Therapies which are being investigated through clinical trials may be referred to as investigational therapies. They may also be called an unproven therapy as they have not yet been validated for clinical use. However, they should not be confused with unregulated therapies which are not supported by research or specific findings. Clinics offering unregulated therapy may be taking advantage of legal loopholes to avoid maintaining safety standards or may provide regulators with inaccurate or misleading information and so are not subject to the same oversight as regulated investigational therapies. What are the different phases of a clinical trial? In order to bring a therapy from the lab to the clinic, a process known as translational research, researcher must complete a closely monitored series of clinical trials to assess its efficacy and safety. There are several distinct phases to this process. If any phase reveals that the therapy does not have the desired effect or that it carries on unacceptably highly risk of the adverse effect, the trial is halted. This section offers a brief general description of the clinical trial process. If you would like to find more information about ongoing research around a particular disorder or organ system, you can find more detail in the current and potential uses section. You can find a more detailed description of the clinical trial process below. The early stages of clinical trials, the preclinical phase, are conducted in a lab setting using human cells and tissues. This allows researchers to investigate how human cells will react to a therapy and being gathering information about safety and efficacy in a very controlled environment. Our methods and tool section contains more information about how scientists can create models of human tissues in the lab. So this is all about the clinical trial process. Thank you.